Via their inside centre, Rob Aspling. And here we have the tag Euro clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So it's picked up immediately by the left winger in Kreinborg. So SACS already in a threatening position here, and they go through their tight head prop and Joshua Datnall. So do SACS mean business here early on, coming off that loss against St Andrews? Ian Patterson, the blindside flanker, is in support, and he has a crack at the defensive line of the Steelers. And watch out for that player, Indiao, on the Saru watch list. SACS just happy to work the fringes here, but tremendous work by the Steelers trying to get the early turnover. They go on the short side, and the stab ahead by Indiao trying to gather it, and it's picked up there by Hombero. So the Steelers looking for an exit here, and they've done well to avoid an early onslaught as they clear through their halfback. Fly off there, and Gonyamo. Gareth, not a bad start for SACS.
Great pressure from SACS, and Kreinborg on the left wing was the man who chased a difficult restart. Managed to gather it, and SACS were on full cry towards that Steelers line. And now still inside that Steelers 22, and it'll be the hooker in Chris Hutting to feed the line out.
It was meant for Van Niekerk, but the Steelers have it back. Hit hard in the tackle there as they look to relieve some pressure. But first they look to crash it up. And they need to be careful, because any ball poached here will be big trouble. Owuru gives it to his fly off, and they find touch, but Gareth again, they're in their 22 here.
Defensive effort in the opening 2 minutes from Ngonyamo. And he'll ultimately want to get his hands on the ball and spin it around, as we see the spectators that have poured in, enjoying the sunlight down here at the Marcotta Fields.
Jordan Thomas, the captain. So here we go. Asperling to Indiao, slip pass brilliantly. That's Nick Bowden, the open side flanker. So they look to put the pressure on SACS. Whittingdale, Asperling. Beautiful stuff here by Fredericks. It's a loose pass, and the Steelers will breathe.
Well, looking to spin the ball from left to right were SACS. Just unfortunately, the handling error coming in from the fullback in the form of Matthew Hayes. The checking wing pass out the back from Fredericks didn't go to hand, and it's again the Steelers who find themselves in a defensive position. Now they need to throw caution to the wind. They need to keep ball in hand, have a crack at the SACS side. Great to see referee Rasta Rashavenga, world acclaimed Sevens exponent, with whistle in hand for this afternoon's clash.
It's a big scrum here for the Steelers. And they'll look to exit. Whittingdale there at number 10 playing at scrum off in this scrum, as Munemo, the Prince, feeds. And it's a penalty to the Steelers, so that will be like gold for them, Gareth.
Walking around at scrum time, and that'll give their pivot in Ngonyamo an opportunity to clear the lines. And unfortunately, he's hooked it in field, an opportunity for SACS to launch their counter-attack.
So here they go. Good pass there to Asperling, threatening on the left as Fredericks takes it up. Steelers defense looking tight low. As they go wide, here's Indiao. A few carries for the lock forward of Kenyan descent. Whittingdale, Datnall, they work the back line. Great pass there. Here's Ian Patterson, the blindside flanker. Whittingdale back on the inside to Jordan Thomas, the captain. SACS struggling to break this defensive line. And for a team that's just got together, the Steelers are doing pretty well, but that's a great ball to Asperling. Players on the right. Here we go, Kretschmar, brilliant stuff. Whittingdale. And will they get a score here? Asperling. This is some enterprising stuff. The Matt Ghetto of the SACS backline. Here we go, try time almost. So close. agonizingly close. They work the short side. Jordan Thomas, the skipper's in.
Great working of the ball, moving it into space, and initially you would have thought Josh Whittingdale, the diminutive Flav, could have got in and got himself. However, they've worked it through the hands. Whittingdale short again, and then plugging that short side. Look at the hard-working lock forward in Jordan Thomas as he's crashed in the corner for the opening score in this third game of the World Schools Festival. And it is the captain, Thomas, who gets in for the first 5-pointer. An accomplished water polo player is Thomas, and his hands were safe at the right time. A good start from SACS, and they have been rewarded with an early 5-pointer. Now, can the man with the golden boot, Matthew Hayes, add the extras?
Matty Hayes, 13 games in 2018. And as mentioned previously, also 107 points and 6 tries in 2018.
A little bit of a win to contend with. Solid strike. Now, has he done enough to bring it around? No. And it means that the score is 5-0 in the favor of SACS, who have taken the early ascendancy, working the blind side. And initially Whittingdale was short, and then some patient play from those in blue and white. And it is the captain, Martin, who's got in for the opening score.
Ngonyamo with not his best kick. So the players wait for it, and SACS decide, let's gather it, as it's gone 10. Kretschmar at scrum off, and they're going to look to spread it through the pipeline with a skip ball here. And Kurvut on the sorry watch list, the right winger. Kretschmar gives it to Ike, and then Hatting, the hooker, crashes it up. So SACS looking pretty composed here on the Makota field. And then the miracle ball is intercepted by the big man, Gamiwa. Watch out for him. The Steelers with their first real chance. Are they organized? That's the question. And they get the scrum.
Well, all a bit scrappy from the Steelers. Turnover ball. Secret is to move it into space. A back-to-back or a forward to a back. So you can have that golden 10 seconds where the ball can be spun wide into the 15-meter channels just at the breakdown. Very sloppy from the Steelers, not securing the ball, and then flung through the legs by the lock forward in the form of Muzungeza. However, they've still won the pudding to the scrum, and now a great attacking field possession 82% in favor of SACS to the 18 of the Steelers.
Owuru goes blind. Impero with a kick ahead, looking to put pressure on, but SACS won't mind this at all. They've got possession again. Kretschmar waits, he delivers. Here's the big man, the bone collector in Diao. You can see SACS, you can see that it's their third game of the season with the way they're playing at the moment. That ball's not out. So Humbero with a dolly there, and the Steelers, they have numbers on the left. If they can get it going. Chinyanga that time, the outside center, with some much needed possession here for the Steelers as they flick it on. Tackled there by Van Niekerk, and it's been spilt. So SACS will be dangerous here. Whittingdale to Patterson. He lets it go. Jordan Thomas. Asperling. Small in stature, but big in heart. The Steelers trying to counteract, and as a result, it's a penalty. A tap and go here by big Jordan Thomas. The water polo sensation with a crashing line. The Steelers under the pump here a bit early on. Whittingdale, and good run there through the center, almost breaking the line. Hatting in support. Kretschmar. Whittingdale with a beautiful ball to Hayes. Van Niekerk leaves it behind, and yes, Kurvut. Only a few touches so far for the right winger. And they have a crack at the line through Bowden. And it's there for Kretschmar. SACS just going through the phases, and the Steelers will only be able to defend for so long. Interesting decision there by Asperling, and Matty Hayes has to come to the rescue, the fullback. Kretschmar, here we go, Ike, Constantine Ike, the loose head prop, and Gareth, it just phase after phase here from SACS.
Well, the Steelers are having to make tackle after tackle. It's going to tire them out, and they're going to give away a penalty at some stage.
Hatting picks it up, and then it's been ripped. So good defense there from the Steelers, but somehow SACS still have it back. Numbers on the left, Asperling. Here we go, it's Fredericks who scored 2 tries in a SACS jumper this year. Patterson, it's a messy one. So the Steelers, with hardly any possession, are doing well not to leak points. It's just over 10 minutes gone, the SACS have the penalty.
Well, it's side to side from SACS, but it's ineffective. There's nobody taking a hard line, not creating space on the outside. And there we see the SACS coaching quartet, hard in thought. And they'll look for the sanctity of the touchline. Now, can Asperling get this as close as he can to that 5-meter line? And that's a super kick by the inside center. Put it on a ticky. And he's given his pack the best opportunity to maul it over from close quarters. The Steelers, well, you cannot play the halfback initially, and then Kantarak came in from the side, hence the penalty going the way of SACS.
Asperling, of course, also in the first team last year with 10 appearances. Hatting will throw. SACS looking for their second try. Great hands there by Thomas. This is good stuff. Indiao, he'll be difficult to stop. The Bone Collector is over for the try, and SACS get their second try of the game.
Well, it's a Lock Club who are dominating early proceedings in this third fixture of the World Schools Festival. And this time it's the lanky lock forward in the form of Indiao who's got in the spin around at the back of the line out, and the ball found its way into the hands of Indiao, who had too much strength and pace to get through some porous defense from the Zambezi Steelers. And it'll be left up to Hayes to add the extras. SACS will be content with the start. Point a minute if he can knock it over to put his side 12 points to the good.
Try scorer Indiao looks like a solid player, and Matty Hayes this time makes no mistake. It's SACS 12, Zambezi Steelers 0 with 13 minutes gone. This player, Gareth Indiao, he looks like a prospect.
Good strong running by the big lock forward, but his pack can thank the inside center of Asperling, because it was a super effort from the penalty to put it on the 5-meter line. And the SACS side has been rewarded with their second 5-pointer.
It's a better kick this time from the Steelers. And here's the big man. That time it was Gamhiwa. And he gives it there to Liberty Sibanda, the left winger. Munamo, the Prince, gives a beautiful pass out here. That's Rolfs, the hooker. So the Steelers, with probably their best passage of play so far. Back on the inside it goes to Uwura. Looking confident here. They need to be the next team to score. Yazombero with some good footwork. Munamo spreads it wide to Ungonyamo. And here's Patrick Shivango, who played for Weinberg last year. Can you believe it? And also got a try against SACS. Munamo with the chip over the top. What a pity that was. It was close.
Well, has he palmed it over the dead ball line? So, no. Referee Rashavenga has adjudicated it's a knock on, and hence the scrum will be going the way of the Steelers. Well, what a enterprising bit of play from the Zambezi Steelers side. The chip over the top by Munemo, and then the bounce was just unkind. Well, that's a tap over the dead ball line.